Hey everyone, it's Zach Wright with iMEO Company, improving management, employees, and organizations. And we focus on people, process, and purpose. This specific video is going to be more on the process. And more specifically, it's going to be on how to do outreach, how to find leads, and really reach out to them. And the reason that I'm laughing is because I feel like this is a specific area that a lot of people in startups or small businesses don't talk about, right? Let's say that there's a marketing person out there who has a lot of followers, and they're really focusing on lead generation. They're really focusing on a landing page. They're really focused on inbound rather than outbound. But let's be honest, whenever we have a services company, we have to be able to be brave enough to conduct outbound outreach. And what I mean by that is cold emails, cold calls, cold referrals. We need to be able to reach out to these people and tell them about our services, right? Marketing can only do so much. And if we're also being honest about this, we're a lot of small businesses out there amongst large giants, right? So, I mean, for us, we're not gonna match with somebody like McKinsey or Korn Ferry or you name Deloitte, you name the company, right? iMEO Consulting or iMEO Company coaching, business coaching and consulting is not gonna come on the radar of those people unless we specifically reach out to those people. We take that initiative. And then after that, we have to obviously pitch them well. We have to match what they're trying to accomplish. So before I go on a full tangent, let's just look at this on the screen. You can see that we have leads, contacted, pitch, demo, negotiating, close loss, close won, nurturing. Now, this is our sales process. It's our pre-sales process. So that means before they actually become a client. So all of these 21 leads will be reached out to, whether that's a cold email. Well, it's going to be a combination, a cold email, a cold phone call, voicemail, possibly a text message. It depends, right? You got to be able to know your audience. And if we look at the industry here, we can see a certain trend. Now, this trend is specifically for our ICP or our ideal customer profile. We can see human resources, people ops. We could probably put in there people management. Those are going to be our specific people that we're really reaching out to, as well as technology. And the reason that we're saying that is because the research, the market research, we see that this makes sense for what we're selling. And that's among business coaching as well as our Creating Culture That Works workshop. I think that kind of is self-explanatory for the HR and people ops. And then we also help other people build their own businesses. So that's our ICP. Now, what we'll do is we'll reach out to these people and hopefully begin that conversation. It is tough. Outbound is tough. So you got to expect 1,000 no's just to get one yes. And I think that's why a lot of people don't talk about it. And that's why I wanted to make this video. Now, one of the other things that I wanted to call out here is that we're using a CRM system in our Gmail environment. It's called Streak. And this is just more of a business tip or an operational tip that G Suite has the Google Workplace Marketplace or Workspace Marketplace that I think a lot of people don't know about. So if we go ahead and switch screens here, we can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so we're looking at the screen. I've already typed in CRM, which means Customer Relationship Management System. And this is how we are able to keep our clients' overhead as low as possible, because we're going to do a lot of the research for you. But we can see if we type in CRM, we found Streak, and Streak is 100% free. Now imagine that, right? A lot of large companies is going to use something like Salesforce, or I worked in an IT staffing firm. They use Bullhorn. Those are expensive products, right? And now they do a lot more than probably Streak does. But if we think about this, if we're starting a business or we're trying to maintain operations to be as low as possible so we can make the highest profit return, then we want to take advantage of these types of situations or these types of software out there. And the best way to do that is to utilize your resources out there. And if you don't know about this, this is why you hire someone like us at iMEO, right? So let's go ahead and get beyond these simple business hacks and go into what outbound looks like. Outbound outreach. So cold emails, cold calls. Let's go ahead and dive into what that process looks like in hopes that it can help you and your company. So the way that I like to start out with finding leads is honestly go to Google, right? Now, another cool tool is LinkedIn or platform, whatever you want to call it. But for us, again, our ICP is going to be human resources, people operations, people management, the people involved with the people, because we want to improve them and we want to improve their culture and also their operations, right? So what I typically do is I go in here and I say list of people management platforms, and we could tweak that to be list of people management companies, right? So where we can go in and possibly do the workshop. And then once we do the workshop, we can possibly become one of their vendors, or they can become one of our clients, right? So that's the first step, which is Google what you don't know, right? Because there's a lot of companies out there that you might have never heard of that you didn't know that you needed to reach out to, right? So that's the first step. And then the second step is to find the one that makes the most sense, right? So this is best workforce management software. Now, this might not be 100% perfect, but I know by working with Insperity in previous companies that they bring on people to speak. So if that's the case, this might be a good target audience for us to reach out to specifically for our Creating Culture That Works workshop, right? And just so you guys know, that workshop is where we come into the organization, we present the key terminology, we present the key research involved, and then we take it a step further and letting people understand how to measure, implement, and sustain a culture that works, right? So what I'll do here is so let's say Bamboo HR. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that or their link. So if I click on here and I go to their website, I'm going to I can't talk. Copy their website, and then I'm going to put it into a system that we use to find leads. So there's a lot of these companies out here. You have Zoom Info, you have Seamless AI. What we use is mainly because it's free, again, keeping operational costs low. We focus on hunter.io. So what we do is we put bamboohr.com into here, and then we click search. And then if I move my face a little bit right here, we can see that we have my leads right here. Now, these are specific leads for workforce management systems. Now, I'll look at these. So vice president, sales marketing, that could be a potential person, maybe not the best person, but then this is the co-founder, right? So I can look into seeing how big Bamboo HR is. Should I reach out to the co-founder? I mean, that's going straight to the source. So let's go ahead and add that person, right? And then you can also export this into an Excel sheet. It depends on how you want to do this. So this is simple, right? So we Googled the companies that we didn't know about, and maybe some of them that we did. We found a list that we could start implanting into hunter.io, right? And that's what we do. We go in here. So this one we started with Bamboo HR. Then the next one we might do another company, Insperity. Then we might do Zenefits, whatever the case is, right? We're doing this and we're getting a certain amounts of leads. And then what we do is once we collect all these leads, that's when iMEO, export that into an Excel, right? So once we get the Excel, That's when we upload it into Streak. That's our free CRM system. So everything that I just showed you is 100% free, right? Other than G Suite, it's like $6, right? If you're one person, $6 per user, right? So really, this is your approach. Now, once you get the leads and you upload them, you'll go back and begin to reach out through Gmail. And the good thing about Streak is that once you send an email, you can see if they open it, you can see if it wasn't sent, and then you can update this, right? So if I wanted to, I could double click here, and then let's say I contacted this person. And then now that moves down here, and we're able to see how long it's been in that stage. Should we reach out again? We can set follow-ups as well. Now, I'm not selling you on the CRM system here, but what I am trying to sell you on is that not all leads are going to come inbound. Not all leads are going to come from an ebook. You have to be able to work on your outbound approach to really be successful in a sustainable company. So now I just want to end this segment with kind of going through everything again in a sense. So first, as I mentioned, we're going to Google, we're going to find the leads. And another way that you can do this just to verify even further is whenever you get those leads from Hunter, you go into LinkedIn and you search those people. And that's another way to reach out too. Go into LinkedIn, send them a message, send them a video, right? Think about how many times you receive words over and over again. And then if you see one video, you're like, wait, hold on. What is this person saying? I need to understand what they're saying. Even if you don't reply, now they know your company's name. They might share it with a colleague. They might share it with a friend. But I know this is a little bit of a shorter video, which you might be happy about. But it really focuses on the other aspect of business that a lot of people don't talk about, especially in a services business, right? We're so caught up in e-commerce. We're so caught up in the customers coming to us. But in a small business, that is not always going to happen. In fact, rarely will it happen. And even if you're a services place and you're focusing on marketing, you still have to have some type of outbound outreach. And I didn't even mention this, but on the nurturing side of things, we use Flowdesk for our email campaigns. We have a newsletter that is sent out every single Monday at 8 a.m. And what that does is we're not selling anything. It's kind of like this YouTube channel. We're not selling anything. We're specifically telling them about things that could improve their business, improve their workforce, and all the things that make sense for our ideal customer profile, right? So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you are looking to adapt this or adopt this into your organization and you need some help, reach out to us at iMEOcompany.com, or you can send me a direct email at zwright, ZWRIGHT, at imeoconsulting.com. But thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode.